So there was something about, okay, the room was kind of long. It was kind of long, like a rectangle in my dream. And there was all these other people in there, and they were these chairs, and they were kind of like, I don't know, they were couches, and it was like a kind of like a lounge. It seemed like a lounge area in this room, but it was rectangular shaped. And I just remember I thought I was in a train because of the lights that were flickering in the corners, up in the top corners. Not the I'm sorry, not just up near the ceiling in the crack, between the wall and the ceiling, there were like these flashes of light, and I thought we were in a train, and this was another recurring dream that I had of being in this room that I thought was a train. Okay, this was like in 95, 96. Then I kid you not, ran into this guy later on, years later, who said he recognized me. And he worked at a military base. And he said he said one time he was at the military base and there were all these civilians just standing there. You guys, I don't know, he might have been lying, okay? I'm telling you the truth. This is what he told me. But he may have been lying, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. But he told me that he recognized me, and he said that he worked as a guard in this one hangar at the military base, and that he saw all these civilians standing there in civilian clothes one night, and he was one of the guards that had to guard them and make sure that nobody came in and nobody went out. And he said all these civilians were just standing there staring, not, like in some kind of weird weird state where they weren't moving or anything. And he said he recognized me, okay? I'm not telling you that that's what happened. I'm just telling you that's what this dude said to me, okay? And I just thought it was weird because I had all these reoccurring dreams about being in some kind of train or something. All right. But I don't know. I don't know, okay? And I just don't know, okay? All right. Let me jump back to 2000, 2004 now, to that time frame. So I had those weird dreams in that one apartment. And by the way, that same apartment that I had the dream of Santa Claus on the roof and the weird people on TV with the weird eyes, both of those things terrified me. That was the same apartment I lived in that I had the needle mark in the roof of my mouth, okay? And I also got a needle mark in my arm when I lived in that apartment that just appeared out of nowhere. I don't know how I got that. And then I moved into another apartment in that same town. And in that apartment, I remember I had this one dream where I can't remember the exact details of it now. I can't remember the order of events and things like that. I just remember that in my dream I was in a conference room. And then somehow I was in my apartment again. You know how dreams are. And in my apartment were these little Ewoks. They looked like Ewoks, from like Star Wars. And they were over, some distance away from me. I guess I was on my bed in my dream. And I looked, and they were over in the other opposite. I had a really small apartment. I had this like small studio apartment at the time, and they were over in the other corner. And I freaked out. And then I had all these electric shocks all over my body, and it felt like, if you guys have ever accidentally stuck your finger in a light socket, that's what it felt like, because I have done that before by accident. That's what it felt like. It felt exactly like that. It felt like my whole body was in a light socket. And then I woke up. And I was like, what happened? What happened? And of course it was just it was just a dream. But then later, I was reading John Mack's book. And I read his whole book, the book Abduction. I read the whole book. And the only thing I remember out of that book was the one person who talked about being in the conference room. I'm not even making this up. Like, that person talked about being in a conference room. And I dreamt that. I dreamt that same thing. That I was in that same dream that I had. I dreamt I was in a conference room and that there were these little Ewoks in my apartment. I dreamt that. I'm not like making this up. I don't even, you know what I mean? It's just, I dreamt that. But the electric shocks all over my body were real. I'll tell you that. That was real. The electric shocks all over my body were real. But, I mean, I don't know about the dreams. I don't know what the deal is with that, okay? Then, in that same apartment, now this part is freaking really weird. Okay. I was watching this show that I had recorded on VHS tape. And it was a show about Roswell. And in the it was like a documentary or something about Roswell. And they were talking about, there were these people that had actually been to Roswell in the incident, in 1947, the crash or whatever. And these people were claiming that that what was found in that crash was not alien bodies, but it was children. And they had drawn, there was this one drawing that they had drawn of these children. And one of the children looked identical to a guy that I went to junior high school with. And I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I got out my yearbook and I was like, dude, that kid in that drawing looks identical to this kid I went to junior high school with. And that's friggin' weird, right? And I thought it was pretty weird. I was kind of freaking out because I was like, this is just really, really weird, right? Well, I ejected the tape. I ejected that VHS tape that I had playing. I ejected it, so it was not in my VCR. It was ejected. And I went to sleep that night. And then the next day was Sunday. That was Saturday night, and then I woke up Sunday morning, and I turned on the TV, and there was the Columbia Space Shuttle crash. And they were talking about it on all the news channels, except I noticed the date on the screen said Saturday. And I was like, wow, they messed up the date, whatever. But they kept saying that, and then I think the news broadcaster said that it was Saturday, and I was like, what? What's wrong with you people? It's Sunday. And then I changed the channel to go to the TV Guide channel to see what that said, and then that said it was Saturday. And then I was like, what is going on with these freaking weirdos? And then I went and I called Time. And it was Saturday. And the Time said that it was Saturday. And then I lost it. I just freaked out, like beyond any kind of freak out. I mean, because I knew that it was Sunday. Because at that time, I worked 9 to 5, 5 days a week. I mean, you know when it's Saturday, and you know when it's Sunday, okay? And I knew that it was Sunday. And I don't know, okay? Then, later on, I was on some UFO website, because I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on in my own life, okay? I was on this UFO website, and they were talking, this was like a radar, I don't remember if it was MUFON or what it was, but it was some kind of group, UFO group, that they don't even deal with alien abduction or anything like that. They don't deal with experiencers. They just deal with like radar and stuff. But anyway, they had a radar anomaly in that same town that I was living in. They had a radar anomaly on the night that I had that experience, where I went to bed Saturday night and woke up Saturday morning, and the Columbia Space Shuttle crashed. And I actually wrote an email to that guy, but I don't remember if I sent it to him or not, because I was just really like, oh, he's not going to believe me anyway, whatever. And I don't remember whether I sent it to him or not. But I did write him an email. I typed one up. to tell him my experience, just to say, hey, I had a weird experience on that same night you guys had your radar anomaly. But I don't remember if I sent it to him or not. And I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. Just, I'm going to say, like, I can't think of anything else. I mean, seriously, I mean, except the apocalyptic dreams. I mean, in 95, 96, that was when I started having all those apocalyptic dreams. And I had this dream of this giant tsunami that hit Los Angeles. I had a dream that I saw the Earth from space and it caught on fire. Like, I guess it was the atmosphere, because it wasn't. I guess I was looking at the Earth from outer space and it caught on fire. And then I had, and then there was the dream. These are all dreams. And then I had the dream that I was looking at the Earth. I was looked up in the sky and saw the Earth. And then I was just having all these weird dreams. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I have I'm not sure I want to tell you guys about it. I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready to tell you guys about that one. Let me just put it this way. I don't think the aliens look the way they're telling us they look, because I think they have pasty white skin. I don't think they're gray. I think they have like pasty white skin. And their faces, I think their faces look human, but their heads are like elongated in the back. I don't know why. I don't know why I think that. I can't explain to you why I think that, but it's something from my childhood, but I don't know what it is, you guys. I don't know what it is. I've just kind of always had this image of my mind that if aliens existed, they would look like this. And I just have this image in my mind of what they would look like, except I've never seen that image on any movie, TV show, commercial, drawing, nothing. I mean, I've looked all over the internet to see if I could find this image that I have in my mind, and it's not anywhere. It's not anywhere. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means, you guys. And I don't even believe in aliens. I don't even believe this stuff is because of aliens. I told you guys before. I know this stuff. A lot of the stuff that's happened to me is military patented technology that's being used. So I told you I don't even believe in aliens, but there's just so many things that I can't explain that's just weird. And I told you about the elevators, right? About like shooting up in an elevator, having that reoccurring dream that I would have that I'm shooting up in an elevator. Yeah, I think I told you guys about that. I think that was in Whitley Strieber's book. And in fact, that's the only thing I remember from Whitley Strieber's book was him talking about being absolutely petrified when he was like above the tree. I think he was talking about he was going up and he was above the trees and how scared he was. And I just remember thinking, yeah, I used to have a reoccurring dream about that all the time, that I was like shooting up really fast and there were no walls around me. It was so scary. I don't know. But I just wanted to share with you guys my experiences so that you could understand like why I have that stuff on my site, because I mean there are connections between like some of the stuff that just not everybody identifies with the alien abduction phenomenon, but they're still having the same types of experiences. They just have a different outlook on it, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? There's some kind of something. There's something going on in our world that's outside of our paradigm or whatever you want to call it. I gotta go. Bye.